What's up, y'all? Hope you guys have been good. Hope y'all have been solid. I've been away for a couple of weeks, and yeah, yeah, life's been lifing. What can I say? We all go through it. So yeah, what's popping, y'all? What's popping? What's good? What's good? Hope y'all have been solid. I have I've just been really busy with stuff. Just a quick life update. I was supposed to have a bit of a break from my teaching job for about a week. It was like spring break, but my company job came along and said, "You ain't off the leash yet, you little bit. We got something else for that ass." I said, "God damn." I said, "Yes, massa. I need the money." Okay, anyways, look, I was just busy. I had work was coming in. I could have really used that break to just do personal stuff, but the projects came in. And yeah, it was cool. It was all right. And I only had like one day off, so I just spent that time playing Overwatch. So yeah, on my time off, I've been playing Hearthstone a lot, which dives into my drawing here, which is I'm doing some little thumbnails to do like card art, and I pick a theme word. So maybe you guys can follow along. As usual, hope you guys are drawing along with me. Bust out that pen, y'all. Look, this is what I got right here. I think I'm using this thing. I'm using a brush micron pen for this. It's a bit thicker, but I realize in my videos, the micron pens, like the 03 and 5s and 8s are kind of too thin. So you can't really see what I'm doing. So I'm just doing almost like a marker. It's a bit thicker. So I'm using these. So bust these out, right? Bust whatever you got going on. The pencil, you know what I'm saying? I got to get back into doing some water painting, right? I got this Japanese kuratake brush pens. Is this working? Okay, I think this is working. Let me make sure. All right. Yeah, so I got these Japanese kuratake brushes that I would practice every once in a while. You guys have seen it in my other video. I'm gonna try and keep that consistent, but these days I've just been working, and then at home I have to do more work, and then I gotta go take care of personal stuff, um, taking care of my grandmother. I gotta go visit her every other day at least. Um, make sure she's good. And what else? What else? Yeah, yeah. Welcome back, man. It's been a minute. See, to me, time's going by so fast. I feel like like 3 weeks or a month. It's only been like a couple of days, especially now. Oh, also, I'm wearing the op right now. Look at this. Look at this. What is this heresy? Look at what my girl got me. She got me the op, man. I have like two other Berserk shirts. Look what I got, two other Berserk shirts. Guts in his Berserk armor. But hey, you know what? Whatever. You gotta know thy enemy to beat thy enemy. Am I right, man? Fuck this dude, man. Hey, fuck everybody, man. Look, if I pull up with my squad, they all getting slimed. Anyways, so yeah, life's been all right. It's just been busy, and I do studies on my own time. I always try to keep consistent, but just when I think like I could like make a video, time is going by hella quick. And then after work, the last thing I want to do is draw some more sometimes. So I just end up playing Hearthstone. That game is so good. If you guys don't know, it's a card game made by Blizzard based on the World of Warcraft universe. I don't play WoW, but that game it's very cozy. It's easy to play. It's not like Legends of Runeterra or Magic the Gathering. It's pretty solid. I love that game, and it's inspired me because the coziness of that is just something that I've always sat with and admired, and I love their designs. So, yeah, yeah. So here I'm doing some like designs based on a prompt. So sometimes what I'll do is I will often give myself a random word prompt, like maybe it's a short description of something or just a word, because that will inform me of what the scene is going to be. Oftentimes, I used to draw a lot, just drawing whatever, but I found that my brain sometimes won't function proper if I'm just drawing because I just end up drawing something so generic or I don't know where this drawing's gonna go. So for this, I think my theme word was like Goblin Eldritch Experiment or something. So I like orcs and goblins. Oh, hold on. I'm out of focus. Okay. And what I'm doing here is I'm thinking about big shapes. So I'll create a basic frame, like a card art frame like this. And then I want to draw a thumbnail. I'm just drawing these thumbnails within that frame. What that allows me to do is just focus on bigger shapes. And one thing that I've always learned regarding concept art and design is shapes and readability is a big thing. And that if things can read from afar, then it really helps the audience to understand what's happening. Again, oftentimes, I said this before, where oftentimes a lot of beginner artists think that like details are the way to go. Like they zoom in really close and they're trying to do every little fine line, which there is room for that. Not to say that details don't matter, but oftentimes you tend to overwork a design when, if anything, sometimes less is more. So it's a fine balancing act. But I find that if I just start with like big shapes and if it can read from afar, if you kind of understand what's going on, then I could dive in and the rest is just detail. So that's how I like to approach things. Obviously, when I study, I try to study detail, but man, I ain't gonna remember all that shit. Like all these people that could draw anatomy and like every fiber of the muscle, every groups, like I understand the major groups, but then all the micro parts, ulna, I mean, yeah, sure, you got the ulna and the whatever, but then every little thing, man, I'm not gonna remember all that. Like, not only that, you gotta remember anatomy, and then you're trying to do creatures, and then you're trying to do mech design, and then you're trying to understand how to do environments and cars, mechanical design, armor, medieval armor, space armor, Mesopotamian armor, like all these different things. And I just want to understand the basis of what it is that I'm looking at. And then I could do research. After I do the sketch, I could then pull more detail in from my reference photos. So, yeah, yeah. Visual library is easier for me to consume. Now, I will study something very like intense with intense focus. If there's a subject matter that I'm just trying to understand. So let's say like a certain species of bird, like an eagle or something. There's so much you could take from just one subject matter. Um, just how everything forms, like the feathers, the muscles, the beak, the eyes, and then you just switch the angle, and now you get a whole different angle. You could spend hours just on like one subject. So that's really cool. But overall, if I'm kind of like in a hurry, I gotta just understand basic shapes, big shapes. So, anyways, I'm doing this too here too. I have like a list of things. So yes, that is my approach. I'm doing these little thumbnails, and maybe you guys can follow along. Goblin abomination. I mean, experiment. Goblin Eldritch experiment. It could be anything. So this guy right here, he's got like a little, I guess, a little egg sac with his Cthulhu like monster, and he's like, why are goblins always cheesing? I don't think I've ever seen, well, most images of goblins, they're always cheesing. They're up to something, man. They're like me, up to no good. Up to no good. So yeah, other than that, life's been all right. Life's been good. Time is going by hella quick, and I realize I gotta hurry on up and finish up my projects. Also, some of you guys might feel this way because I had someone comment before about how they're stuck between getting a job that's safe versus taking risks. And there's many avenues in life where jobs are safer. Maybe you get a college education and you can get into STEM or something or become a nurse, and those are hard fields, right? None of that is easy. On the flip side of that, when you're pursuing something that's art, you're taking a big risk because you don't know what's going to happen, and your path is always changing when you're pursuing this craft. Do you want to be more independent? Who are you as an artist? What do you stand for? What is your brand identity, right? Or do you just want to work for somebody else? um, you have to navigate that space, and you're constantly evolving. So you might think you're going to do concept art, or you're going to do illustration or editorial your first time going into it. You're like, yeah, I want to do this and I want to work for this company. And you're going to do that for a while. And after a while, you're going to come back and realize, oh, maybe you don't like that thing. So you're going to try something else. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're this I just want to remind people that whatever it is that you're doing, this art thing is a constant process of learning and self-discovery. But one thing that you must do that is really important is every once in a while you have to step away from social media. Like block out a lot of the noise that you hear from Instagram or Twitter, um, because more often than not, there's a lot of drama, and then also you're you're getting the best of what everyone is doing. So no one's presenting their worst parts. Everybody's presenting their best selves. So you don't see the pitfalls of sketches and problem solving because you see the final finish. And that's cool. But as an artist, when you look at that, it can make you feel like you're behind. And when you start doing drawings, like what I'm doing right now, like I'm doing thumbnail sketches. It's like if I was to look at myself back in the day, I would be like, oh my God, I gotta make this look perfect. I gotta make this look right. And sometimes that can be discouraging. Um, and you wonder how you get there, and especially the lives that people are living now, right? Like again, people are presenting their best selves in social media, so you don't get to see life. Everybody is going through life. Everybody has family issues. You have personal issues, financial problems. Um, some people are in worse positions than others, but yet it's not often that people talk about that, and that's okay. But I want to tell you guys that it's important that you can take a step back, and instead of feeling like you have to draw for the sake of posting every day, like draw for the sake of you, right? Draw because like you like to do the thing that you like to do, whether that's writing, maybe you want to write a story, maybe you want to like do that little painting, maybe you've never drawn or painted before. Like just take that step for you. And if you ask yourself this and it resonates within your soul, you're going to relate to other people. Which also goes back to why I'm not trying to like post every day, because I don't want to post something just for like the sake of like, I don't know. I'm gonna say this now and watch me in time. I'm gonna start posting every day just to get views, right? But I want to post something that I genuinely care about. Like I want to bring value to people, whether that's with through my art or just through my words. I don't want to just post because I got to keep up with the algorithm. It doesn't. I used to do that a long time ago, and I realized that I wasn't creating something that lasted. So now I work on projects and I don't show anything based on those projects until like they're done. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay sitting with these things and just not showing everybody because I don't want to like just post things that I don't care for. But again, like watch me just start doing like furry gooner shit, right? Watch me just like post that every day just to get clicks. But in the meantime, look, you guys gotta do things that you enjoy and step away from social media for a little bit, right? Step away. I mean, it's one thing if you're looking and engaging with the content, but you ain't gotta be posting every day, man. You don't have to. It's more important that you're doing things that matter to you. Unless it's one thing if you're trying to get your follower count up, right? Then yeah, go all in, do what you got to do. But I'm sure you guys just want to sit down, draw, write stories, create a comic book, do some keyframes, maybe even just play some video games and it's just life outside of social media and just like focus on that, like do that. Then if you feel like that stuff is relevant to your post, and just post what's relevant to you. I know right now, especially with the economy, everyone's trying to make it. Everyone's trying to be relevant. They're trying to be TikTok or Instagram famous. But I've learned that your follower count on whatever platform really doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't mean anything. Having hundreds of thousands of followers could get me potential jobs in IG, but hundreds of thousands of followers on IG isn't paying my rent. So yeah, I think it's you want to create things that matter to you. Um, whatever that might be, just be real with you. I mean, do what you got to do, man. Get that bread. If you gotta make that furry that furry booty, hey man, do that furry booty. Do what you got to do. But I'm just saying, work on the things that you want, like genuinely. And I saw a video recently of Dave Raposa talking about this. He's one of my favorite artists. And he said he was talking about the process of creating something and making a book. And I really believe in that. Everybody thinks that you have to be the best at something to make stuff or to release things, but that's totally not the case, especially now. If anything, more than ever, people want to support more independent creators. Like they're hating the corporate overlords, right? So he was saying that this is really hard, to start a Kickstarter and to run your own book and all that, but you can do it. Like you can do it and you should create. I believe that more people should create, more people should write, more people should tell their stories, more people should create their idea and their world. And that will somewhat resonate with some people. Maybe it won't have like the biggest outreach, but I know that the things that I'm making might help somebody. I am working on some stuff, and I haven't like released anything about it, but um, I know that even like sometimes I question myself as I'm making this thing, like, would this even matter? You're gonna be your own self worst critic, right? So I ask myself, like, man, like, who cares about this? But I told myself I gotta make this for me, and I know that there's somebody, somewhere, there's one person, at the very least one person, who needs it and who's going to resonate with it. And that's all that matters to me. Um, and that can last. That will last forever. That will last when I'm dead. I might be dead soon. Who knows? But at the very least, that will be there. The thing that I made is going to resonate with one person, and maybe they might pass it down to their kids or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking, right? So, yeah. Yeah, man, go create that. And again, follow along, you motherfuckers. Bitch ass nigga, you better be fucking drawing and shit. You see this? See what I'm doing right now, man? I'm studying every day. Ho ass ho. Sorry, I don't mean to get all aggressive, but let me show you guys what I mean. See, I also have a sketchbook. Maybe I'll go through it more. I have multiple sketchbooks, but I've just been drawing a bunch of things, just constantly working, constantly studying shape design and stuff. But yeah, man. Anyways, that is my thingy. Yeah. One thing too is like it's the discipline of finishing things is so important. And Dave talks about this, where as artists you'll often have so many different ideas. Like you have one idea and that will just branch into so many different things. It'll first start off as a short story, and now you're doing, oh, what'll be cool if I did an animation? Oh, I should do a plushie. Oh, I should do this, this, and this. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. Keep that in mind. But first you gotta finish that thing. That thing that you said that you were gonna finish, like just finish it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I had a teacher, his name is Izzy Madrano. His name is Cannibal Candy. You could look him up. Cannibal Candy. He was one of the senior creatives at. He did a lot of the art for God of War. Um, Back in like God of War 1 and 2, I think. And he does a lot of stuff for Magic. I think he's one of the greatest, and not many people know about him, which is crazy. He's like one of those gurus that live in the top of the mountains that no one knows about him, but he's like the best. So, but he said to me that, you trying to be perfect, like don't try to be perfect. Just finish. Just finish what you got to do. Cuz you can't overwork stuff. Cuz you can work on it forever. You're just constantly overworking an image, and he just said, Moish, just finish it and then move on to the next thing. Because the last thing you want to do is just be stuck on one image for longer than it needs to be. Okay? Than it needs to be. So go on, guys. Do the damn thing. And this is a mantra to myself. Sometimes I make these videos, and even though I'm speaking to you guys, this is a self-talk sometimes to just me. Like, bitch, you better fucking do that thing. And I'd be like, yes, Moish. So yeah, man. Yeah, other than that, life's been good. Life's been all right. Everyone's just lifing right now. It's tax season. Oh my God. I did my taxes. Holy shit. I did my taxes the other week. It was like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, no, 3 weeks ago. A month ago? I don't know. But I was like, God damn. Everybody you got these people in LA who act like gangster. They try to act hard. They're like, yeah, I run the block. Motherfucker, me and my crew. Yeah, where you from, homie? They think they rule the world, right? But once tax season comes around, you humble real quick. Yeah, you ain't no gangster. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah, you ain't no gangster. Uncle Sam's, the United States is the real gangster. Everyone's a gangster until tax season comes. till, till you owe the IRS money. So yeah. Oh, that reminds me. So I want to transition into this story while you guys are drawing along. So I have tattoos, and I get more. I'm planning to get more. And I remember I first of all, getting a tattoo is great. If you don't have one, save some money, go get one. Don't listen to your grandparents. Don't listen to all these naysayers who hate on you. Just get it. Anyways, so I book a tattoo session, and this lady who I get my right arm tattooed, she is like an oil painter. She's from Germany. Her name is Val Tatboo. She's world renowned. She's so good. And I remember, I remember I book a session, and um, I go into the first time I booked a session with her, it was in this conspicuous place, and I had no idea where this was. Like it pinged me the location, but when I got there, it was nothing but the location. I'm like, what the fuck am I? What is this? And then I asked some people around. They're like, you got to go around the parking lot. I'm like, I went on the parking lot. What are you talking about? I go around the parking lot. It's like up the stairs in some brick building and an iron door. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Opens the door, and it's a bunch of Russian people, but they're like the nicest people. They're so sick. This studio was so awesome. And like she greets me and she's like, Mush. She has like a accent. She's like, Mush, are you Mush? I said yes. And she has like a very stoic face. The thing is with like Russian women, they're like very um or Ukraine. Was she Ukraine? They have like very like stoic face, like very tough exterior. She says, yes, come on in. And I go inside, I'm like, damn, this place is nice. And everybody there are banger artists. Like these Russian, from German, Ukraine, all these guys, all these men and women are godlike artists. They're so good. And then they tattoo. Like so they learn traditionally and they take their skills to tattoo and they do these realistic portraits. So like one of them, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got the Crow, Brendan Lee, and then I have Mad Max. She's doing a whole Mad Max thing over here. So yeah, well, it was a weird experience. But I remember sometime later, I I get more tattoos. I book another session, and I meet this guy in the shop. Um, he, the aura that I felt, I was like, okay, this guy's probably a G. This guy's probably a gangster. He had a shaved head, and he had LA tattoos, like cholo tattoos, all over his head, down to his neck, like all over. He's got the lowrider, and then he's got like cholo homies, like all over. He's got like, even the lettering, right? Like the Chicano style, like lettering, like all over. And I'm thinking like, damn, this dude's fucking gangster. Like, what's he doing here? Like a Mexican guy in here. And he looked the part. And I talked to him, and dude's from Russia. And I'm like, why are you dressed up like this? And I know in overseas, Chicano style is like respected. Like they love Chicano style. But this guy, he was mean mug. He was like tough exterior, like not talking. And then I was like, man, in my head at first, I was like, oh shit, this guy's a G. But then the moment I started talking to him, I was like, is this dude fucking faking? And so I like the LA-ness came into me. Look, I'm not a gangster, but if I was, I'm throwing hands. I'm throwing hands. I used to throw hands. Um, but if I was, right, like if I was a gangster, I would press him. But the LA in me came out. So I just started like talking to him, asking him some questions, just talking about like, yo, man, sick tattoos. Where'd you get him? He says he got him from like Russia or something. or Ukraine, Ukraine. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, all right, fine. And so we're just chopping it up. And then I ask him, because when I talk, I don't care who you are. You could be uh, low status or high status. You could be a celebrity or a common person. I don't care. I'm gonna talk about anything. Um, I like to talk about Bigfoot, UFOs, and in this case, I just talk about anime. I always talk about anime. I don't care how gangster you are, man. I'm gonna talk about that anime shit. So I was like, yeah, I love, or even like fantasy. I'm like, yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. I love those movies. And then he was like, nah, I don't like that stuff. I was like, what? How could you not like that? And he says, no, I don't watch it. And I said, well, so what do you like? And he goes, I like gangster movies. He had an accent. I like gangster movies. I was like, what do you like? He's like, oh, Sopranos, Goodfellas. And that's when I realized, I was like, man, this nigga is fucking faking it. He's trying to put on a fucking persona. He's trying to put on a persona. And I was like, oh yeah. Like what? Because every gangster I know, they love Dragon Ball and they love Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna say that right now. Like hood people might fake, like gangsters might say some shit like they might act hard, like yeah, boy, I don't mess with none of that. But deep down, oh yeah, man, that Goku though, when he put that Kamehameha though, he'll fuck your shit up real quick. Like they love that shit. Um, so anyways, I'm just talking to him and I realized that he's putting on an act, like a persona about himself. And I was like, man, if I was somebody, if I was like some uh uh if I was a banger, I would have pressed him. And in my head, I'm thinking, so because I would ask him questions, like especially the lingo that you use with certain people, like the way I would talk to LA natives is slightly different. Um, just the lingo that I use. So I'm talking to him and I realize he's not saying anything. It's because he doesn't understand what I'm saying. And so I said like, yeah, Six and Alvarado, man. Like I used to hang out in that area, and that's like MS-13 place. And I used to go to the arcades. Like, yeah, that place is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, you ever been there? He's like, no. I'm like, oh. So I'll talk about other areas. I'm like, yeah, I have some homies that live in Watts, South Central, or like Compton, and like, yeah, they tell me about these crazy things. Like, you don't want to be fucking around there. I would just tell him stories, and then I ask him like, yeah, do you know about that place? And he'll be like, no. I'd be like, Long Beach? So I talk about stories about Long Beach. Like, yeah, man, like Long Beach, like LBC. That's yo, people be crazy out there. And then I'd be like, you know about that? He'd be like, no. And in my head, I'm thinking, why are you dressed like this? Because if you went to the wrong areas, so this is what I realized. Like he hangs out with his group, with his circle, just fine, cool. But you want to put on this like persona, and if you went to the wrong neighborhood, you're gonna you're gonna get fucking jumped. Someone's gonna press you. Someone's gonna bang on you. Like something's gonna happen. And I just thought it was funny. Um, but he was cool, man. He was cool. And then also I asked him, I was like, oh, how long have you had these tattoos for? So, oh, when'd you get these tattoos? And these questions that I'm asking I'm just being inquisitive because I want to know, look, as somebody who grew up in LA, it's only natural. Like when we're asking questions, we're trying to create rapport, but for the most part, I'm trying to see what you're about. So I ask him how long or when he get these tattoos. And he says, oh, maybe 5 years ago. And I'm like, all right, dude. Because most bangers, you start off at a young age and you get tattoos young. And so the tattoos are usually faded because as time passes, and also the ink work isn't always the best. So you either get the ink work done in prison or you have a homie who knows how to ink, but the ink work isn't the best. So the tattoo kind of fades a lot quickly over time. Um, and also the thing is with like like gangster tattoos, they usually don't get um like oh God, there's a figurine I remember when I was growing up in the 90s. There's these figurines, a series of figures called they're called homies, and they're just literally just Latino, you got Cholo, you got the Chola. They're like little figurines you can get from dispensers. And he had those types of looking characters on his skin. This and it blended in with this very elaborate piece that he would have. And from my experience, when I would see gang members, they don't have those types of tattoos. It's always lettering. It's like lettering, um, or portraits. Um, it's rarely like full characters like this. It was kind of strange. That's why I kind of knew like, what was this dude about? But yeah, I thought that was funny. But he was cool, man. Like we're just chopping it up, and I'm still talking about anime. I'm like, oh, dude, you like Dragon Ball? And he's like, what? It's like Dragon Ball. You don't like this? He's like, no, I don't like that. He was kind of not being condescending. He was just like, nah, that's just childish. I'm like, bro, Goku is the most gangster shit. Like, if you were to watch Dragon Ball or if you watch anime, here's the thing about gang members that people don't understand. Look, I'm not condoning that shit. I think at a certain age, you got to grow out of it because it's stupid. But the thing is with gang members is that they care so much about strength, notoriety, and street cred. And they love that honor shit. They love like when a nigga can stand on 10 toes, like, yeah, boy. Yeah, it's just me and the whole against the whole squad. Like, yeah, I'm beating all of y'all. Like they love that shit, right? Like, and the thing is with anime, shonen anime, it's all about that. So a lot of my friends growing up, like they like watching Dragon Ball and One Piece. Not all of them, right? Not all of them. Or you show them like this is why like gang members love that, like they love Game of Thrones, man. When you got like Tyrion Lannister just being um you got these characters who are really smart and they could play the game and manipulate to get what they want. Like showing power and strength. Like, yeah, they love that. So when I'm talking to him and I'm talking about these things and the dude is kind of being dismissive, he's like, nah, man, I like Goodfellas. And I'm like, bro, that's cool. That's cool. Like, it's not hate to the guy. It's just I just find it funny. It's just a different social dynamic because I grew up in LA. I'm not a gang member, but I've been around gang members. I've seen gang members, and yeah, and I'm just looking at him, and like the more I talk to him, I'm like, bro, if I was somebody from the streets, like I would be pressing you right now. You got to be very careful. Um, but yeah, it was cool. Like other than that, like he started to open up. He started first. He was like this. He was like kind of mean mugging, and the more I started talking to him, he smiles more. I'm like, see, you goofy, bro. Like we all goofy. Like we all just nerds here. So, but yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that. Yeah, I remember talking to him, and oh God, it was like for like 2 hours because I was there having a session, and he was helping out in the shop, and everybody there was really nice, and me just talking to him. And I remember I asked him about like, oh, so you like Peaky Blinders and stuff, and he's like, no, I don't like that. I'm like, why not? He says, oh, it just seems so fake isn't the word he used. He just said it just seems so like overproduced. I'm like, okay, brother, you're overproduced. What you talking about? Anyways, hey man, just be yourself. Somebody told me because I was doing a bunch of anthropomorphic art, and they say, yeah, they think it's funny how I'm talking about like gangster stories that I'm doing furry stuff. And he's like, yeah, man, just be you, bro. I'm like, hey, I'm coming out as a closeted furry. closeted furry. Next week, you gonna see me with a fucking hat and everything. And he said, hey, just be you. And I'm like, you know what? I might do that. No, no, I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm not a. I think I kind of steered away from the furrydom when I was in middle school. I used to be a big Sonic fan. I thought Sonic was sick. I think Sonic. Oh, and Star Fox. Woo, Star Fox. There was a game called Star Fox Adventures, and there was a character. There was it was literally. I feel like it was like goon bait because in the front cover, you can look this up. Look up Star Fox Adventures, and there was a female character, and as a kid, that like did something to my brain. I was like, oh shit, what am I feeling right now? I'm like, this is goofy. This is kind of silly. But yeah, I kind of like steered away from it. I think my brain chemistry changed, but a part of that is still in here. Um, yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, also, going back to my drawing. So I do a series of thumbnails. I don't want to just do one. I want to have different ideas. They might be very blue sky. So, like the one I had at the bottom, if you guys look at the bottom two that you might have missed. So the one on the bottom left is, I don't know, I just thinking about this goblin like powering up this little minion eldritch dude, like, "Rah!" And then another one who did some experiment with a dagger and it came to life. Maybe he's tampering with a weapon that he shouldn't be, and he's like freaking out. He's losing control. So I try to think about these ideas before I start drawing, or even as I'm drawing, I want to think about the narrative as to maybe how the characters are feeling, what are they doing, because just having a little description of anything, it'll help you give more story to your pieces. So that's what I do a lot more now, is I want to add a little bit more narrative to my pieces. So yeah, again, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for following along. um I think I'll have a bit more time to make more videos in the coming weeks. And I always appreciate everybody following along, or even just you tuning in and just checking out my video. I really appreciate you. You know, I know sometimes I know deep down, man, I could be a piece of shit, man. I could be a fucking asshole. But the one thing that I always do is I always show appreciation. I'm very thankful because people don't have to give me anything. And when they do, when they offer me their time or a job or whatever, like, I'm very appreciative, and I'll never take advantage of that. Um, that's oh man, there is another thing that I want to talk about. I won't have too much time here, but it's next topic I want to talk about is like, don't mess with people's money. One thing I've learned in life, especially witnessing people who fell into addiction and they owe people a lot of money. One thing I've learned in life is to never fuck with people's money. And I've been listening to this story about this girl who dropped out of the school that I teach at, and she fucking her and some dude like scammed thousands and thousands of people out of fucking money. And I'm like, bro, why would you do that? Like, fail Kickstarter. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. Again, appreciate y'all for always tuning in. Stay breezy, stay crazy, and may you be sleazy. No, I'm kidding. All right, y'all. Love you. Bye bye. Hey.